Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this section, we are going to talk about upgrading your Kubernetes. Now, this is one of the important questions in your CKA exam, as well as it is also an important thing which you should know when you are working with Kubernetes. Upgrading Kubernetes is it's very interactive, and you can do it without a downtime also. So I'm going to show you the same thing on this hands-on video. There's not much of an architecture to show you around because this is pretty much an upgrade of your Kubernetes. And we are going to firstly upgrade our manager node, which is your control plane. And then we are going to do the upgrade on worker 1 node. And then we are going to do update on worker 2 node. So now I have downloaded the required 2 versions of your Kubernetes, and I've kept it on the folder. Now, it's not needed that you should download this, but it would be nice if you download this and reinstall this. I mean, if you were looking for some good hands-on in the document I've given you how to download it. It's like pretty much you go to EDC yum. If you're using, yum repository or CentOS or any Red Hat flavor, so you can use yum. If you are using Debian, Ubuntu, you can use apk-get. So these are 2 different commands you will be using apt. Either you will be using apt as in Ubuntu or Debian flavor. Let me correct that. And yum for Red Hat flavors. So here we are actually utilizing a customized Kubernetes repository, and here we have put 1.29 over here. So we have a release of 1.30 also as part of Kubernetes. So, but what I'm going to do is firstly, I have downloaded the 1.28 version, and then I've downloaded the 1.29 version by changing this parameter. So I've given you on the GitHub how to download this. Just change this to 8 and then use yum download to download those 3 packages. I've given you the command. So you can do kubeled, kube control, and kube admin. Using these 3 commands, you will be able to download it. So I've downloaded and kept it on OPT software upgrades location. So I have both this files kept, 1.28 and 1.29. Okay, so this is something which I cannot give you because this is already can be downloaded and the version changes. So currently we are looking at like the major versions of 1.28 and 2.9. So it will be 1.3 and it may be 1.3.5, and later in the future version will go to 1.4 also. So if I package this and give it to you, it may not have any relevance at the time of the training. So that's pretty much why I am not packaging this and giving it to you, but I'm probably giving you the commands to download this for you to get your hands on it. So firstly, I'm going to install this 1.28. Now, why am I installing it? We have already seen the installation, right? Now, why I'm installing it? Because I want to show you something very important as part of the installation step, which is going to be used for upgrading as well. So what is that important thing? Well, let's just talk about that. So when I do, as of now, nothing is installed. So let's just use yum-y install, and then I give star, which means that all these packages in this current location would be installed. So if I just give enter over here and all these 3 packages, so I've completely uninstalled Kubernetes. So it is installing 1.228. If you're looking for an installation of Kubernetes, if you go to Kubernetes setup GitHub page, which I have in my mastering Docker Kubernetes, you will see that uninstallation of Kubernetes Docker container. Just copy paste the entire command on your all your systems, like your manager, worker 1, worker 2. it is going to stop the service, disable the service, kill all the process, and then it's going to remove all the services like Kubernetes and Docker and everything. It's going to remove the important directories, and then it will automatically reboot also, because there is a command to reboot as well. Well, sounds good. So now that we have installed these three packages on this master system, you can execute the same command by going to this location. So I've copied the same folder into this systems as well. So into the worker 1, worker 2 as well, because everything needs to be on the same version. So I'm going to use the same yum command to install these packages, which is downloaded on the local system. And wait, hold on a second. Installing 1.28. So it is installing the 1.28 version of it. So it's just want to confirm. So this is the version it has, 1.28.10. That's the version of the RPM it is installing. Now you can see that it has installed the same thing on the other servers as well. Now when you do kube control version, you will actually see the version as 1.28.10. As of now, what we have installed is, we have installed kube control, we have installed kube ADM, so you can also check that version. So this is the version of your kube ADM. Now kube ADM, as you know, that when you're setting up your cluster and when you're managing your cluster, you'll be using kube ADM. When you're controlling the cluster, you'll be using kube control. When you are using the Kubernetes to control the worker node, we'll be using kubelet, right? So these are the three major components which we are installing, right? So this is something which you already know, which we already seen. Well done. If you know all these things. Now let's go install yum -y install Docker and other packages, which is again part of your Kubernetes setup. So this command executed everywhere, so that the Docker and other related components which this Kubernetes is required to start, right? So let's install those components as well. Now, once that installation is completed, we need to do the container setup. So I'm just going to run the default container setup over here again from the same file and changing this from true to false to true. Over here, and then just something happened over here, so let's just reopen this file. So let's just go to that location where you'll see system D. There you go. So just change this to true. This is all default part of the installation. So we have done all these things so far for installation of Kubernetes. So I'm just going to do this one more time so that I can show you something which we have actually done. So I've just started the service and enabled the service. Okay, I'm clearing the screen. The next one, which is very important thing for you, is that when we install Kubernetes, we ran this command, right? Now, if you see this, what is this command? It is basically we are creating cluster. So till now, kube control get pods won't work. This command won't work, or there is any pods available at this moment, because Kubernetes itself is not set up. Okay. So let's just try to use export command over here and then try to run pods -a. Nothing will be there because nothing is running as of now. The cluster is of no use because you didn't run the important command where it sets up the cluster. And who sets up this cluster? Kubeadmin. Okay. Now do remember that if you want to configure or create a cluster, if you want to configure the cluster, if you want to upgrade the cluster. So see, I'm coming to the point of upgrade. If you want to do that, the first thing you need to work with is the kubeadmin, because that's the one command which is for administration of your complete cluster. So that's just the command which is going to help you to do that. So it is for setting up, modifying, and also for upgrading. So all these three situations, you're going to use kubadmin command only. Okay. And when I do LSF in LTR, so now this is the main version. This is the version of the particular application. This is your subversion. So basically, this is when you upgrade any of these versions, we call it upgrade. And when you change this particular number, we call it patching. So this is the 1.228.10. 10 is basically the patch. Okay. So if you're changing it from .9 to .10, then it is meaning that you're patching. And patching also requires you to go through the same steps. There is no different steps for patching. Patching and upgrade requires the same steps to be gone through. Do remember this. All right. So now here, using this command, we are setting up a cluster by initializing, and we are giving the API advertise address and the CIDR information for your networking. Okay. So when we do this, you kind of see that all those items which is required is getting downloaded. For example, all those pods. So the manifest gets created, the pods gets created, your certificate, the CA certificate, which we discussed earlier, gets created. All your API certificates and other certificates get created on all your pods started. You can see that the manifest gets created and the pods have been started. And currently, you can see that it has completed the setup. So a lot of processing happened. Now, when you do kube control get pods -a, you can see all the pods are created and some are, created in the process of creating and some are running. Okay. Now, you understand that which command does all these things. It's a kubadmin command. Now, kubeadm command is going to create a server when you execute this. So we have created the server and you got the pods started, and all these pods will be, it will take some time, but it will start running very soon. So the next thing is that we set up the network. So we do the funnel and we set it up, the funnel network, and that's going to be part of it. And then we will be printing the join command again at kubadmin. Okay, kubadmin is the one which can generate the join command because that's the administration. So now these two nodes of worker 1, worker 2 has joined it. When I do the get nodes right now, you can see that you have manager node, worker 1 node, worker 2 node, and you have the version information over here, which tells you that it is 1.28.10. Okay. So this is pretty much what we have done so far. So what I'm going to do extra right now is go to namespace and then run kube control apply fnm namespace.yaml dev.yaml the test.yaml because it's a very good example. So we can use it in the situation when we are upgrading. So I am deploying all these items. And when I do the same command -a right now, you can see that there are so many namespaces and there are multiple pods deployed across the nodes and all of them are running. So you have the development namespace, development pod is running, production 3 pods are running. So likewise, you have various items which is working right now. So let's just push this worker 1 and worker 2 separately right now because we don't have much activity on that one at this moment. Let's concentrate on the manager node because the first thing which you're going to update or patch is going to be your control plane or your manager node. Okay, so that is the first thing you need to upgrade. And once you can see in this pod nodes, right? So once this version gets upgraded, then you have to go to worker 1 and then worker 2 one by one. We need to do it. Okay. I hope that you have no questions, but if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on the question section. So here I am going to view the pod. Okay, first let's type export. Okay, so now here I am viewing the production pod. In this production pod, why I take it, I'm sorry, production namespace, why I take it, because it is deployed on multiple nodes. Okay, that's the reason why I choose the namespace as prod. But if you remember, when we configured the namespace, we have configured the dev on worker1 by node selector and test on worker2. So if I do the same watch on test, you will see that the pods can only be spinning up on worker1, and for dev, it will be only spinning up on worker1 over here, and previously it was showing worker2, right? Yeah, worker2. So why I'm talking about this, because when we are patching or upgrading, we have to do one by one, which means that we have to drain each node, and then when you drain one node, the request, if it is load balanced, the request will go to the other node. And then when you start that node, and then you start the activity on the other node, as in like you start upgrading the other node, you need to drain that node, and then automatically the items goes to the other one. So likewise, we need to do it. So let's just go ahead and work with this. Okay, so now we have done the basic work of installing or reinstalling your Kubernetes, and we have the version information right in front of us. The next activity we are going to do is like upgrading the control plane first of all. On the next video, we will be seeing how to upgrade your control plane. And then after that, I will create another video for worker 1 and worker 2, because worker 1, worker 2 is going to be much simpler. And there's not much explanation I have to do to make you understand. But for manager 1, I have to do a lot of explanation. So I will create 2 different videos on that. So on the next video, we will be actually working on the control plane upgrade. I'll see you on the next video. And don't forget to leave any questions if you have any on the question section.